All right. Welcome to another episode of the Freezin NFC North Podcast, episode 93. We have released the 2024 NFL schedule release reaction show. We have games now. We know weeks. We have some stuff to talk about. And welcome again. This must be like the new and improved Trevor. Where can everyone find you?
You can find me at RevTrevNFL everywhere. Because I'm just a cool cat tonight. I'm just kidding.
Go ahead. You're in the car. Go ahead. Say where you're on the road to as a Packer fan.
I'm done. I'm just at my son's basketball practice, waiting for him to be done. I got about 45 minutes with you guys. Excited. Twitter, YouTube, X, wherever. TikTok, I'm there.
Well, I thought you were going to say you're on the road to Super Bowl. So,
no. I'm not that optimistic.
Okay.
I'm on the road to multiple Super Bowls. How's that?
There you go. Well, I think the three of us are definitely on the road somewhere. Obviously, we'll get to the Vikings eventually, but
where are they?
Disappeared. They've disappeared. But someone who never disappears, even when he's on the road. Seventh letter, where can everyone find you again?
Oh man, you can find me. Is it seventh letter 4 on Twitter X and same OG on Facebook and Instagram. And on top of the NFC North, since my boy went to wear sunglasses tonight, Trevor. The Trevor.
First time since 1993.
Lots of new things are going to happen this year. Obviously, everyone can find me on Twitter X at NFLOutdated, on YouTube NFLOutdated, and you can find us on the TikTok Freezin 4 pod. I need to update more of that, more of our stuff. We got a lot of stuff that we can add to it. I've just been waiting for this week for this schedule release. We kind of know and we kind of go through. Before we do that, though, seventh letter, your boy got paid.
As
Jared Goff. So you're excited for Jared Goff then, huh?
I am, man. I am. He deserved it, man. I mean,
wow.
Listen. My boy played well in big games. He's won games that we've never won in my whole Detroit Lion life. I can't really ask for more. He deserved it. He worked hard. He's a foundational piece of my organization at the moment. You know what I'm saying? He's playing out of his mind, better than all of us expected. All of us, all of us. So
the whole state of Michigan loves him. At the draft, they just kept chanting Jared Goff at the Detroit Tigers game.
Yep.
I think I heard in the public restroom. I think I hear in the back in Trevor's car, Jared Goff.
Yep.
It's everywhere.
People here don't even know who he is.
He did get paid.
All right, this is gonna be fun tonight.
This is gonna be fun. Well, let's go ahead. Who do we want to crack at first? So let's
you should start with the Detroit Lions.
Let's go. The defending champs. I'll put up their schedule here. Lions.
NFC North champs.
They are the reigning champs.
Last time was 1993. Mm-hmm. They got a lot to celebrate. Let's get into it.
Was that a Freudian slip? Did you just say 2024? You're gonna
2024 was the year they won, isn't it?
Well, 2023 season, but this 2024
doesn't it go into 2024?
And this would be 2024 season, man.
So it's 2023, 2024.
So the Packers are used to just dwelling on the past, but let's go.
That's what it is.
I think it is.
I'm talking about the past and the present right now.
All right.
So speaking of a present, I mean, seventh letter, now that we know the weeks, what are you looking at for some of the toughest games that you're most worried about?
I'm not worried about anybody. Nice. I see a lot of on paper pretty good matchups, but all of these games, I think with the corrections we made in the secondary, there'll be a lot more. I feel a lot more secure in my picks. We're a better team. The Bears got better, but I think we got better in the areas that the Bears got better in. You know, opposite. Y'all got better at receiver. We got much better at corner. So I think we'll be able to compete with everybody here. You know, like I'm not afraid. I like I said, I still see 13-4, man. The Rams week 1, Tampa Bay, Arizona, Seattle. I don't like the early bye week. That I don't like.
Although you have the week 5 bye going into, I don't know, I feel like it is the media or whatever that always every single year is building up Dallas. I mean, but you have that extra bye week going at Dallas. There's going to be a lot of hype going to that game. I mean, you could be 4-0. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of hype, especially what happened the last game versus Dallas.
Yeah, and we go back to their house again, you know, which is, I don't know. We'll see. I think that we're better than they are. We were better than they was last year. You know what I'm saying? I think we were surprised at how good we were when we played against them because when we did the right thing and played correct, we went down the field pretty easily on them. Minnesota, Tennessee, Green Bay at Green Bay first. I can see us losing that one.
You know, I mean, you look at the schedule and it's conceivable. And the Lions, and this is weird to say, but the Lions could be 7-0, Trev, going into that week 9 game versus the Packers.
All right, perfect. He'll be overconfident. Like, what else do we want? Like, think about it.
I think we all
like it's good that you're playing us then. It's not gonna be a lot of snow.
Yeah, we respect the Packers. The Lions games against the Packers since we become competitive are been pretty good games. Even when y'all cheat us before when we weren't supposed to win, like we always play. It's always tough. It's a division game. The Packers were the cream of the crop of the division for years, but not no more. Not no more. It's all over. So
I tell you, I mean, Trevor, you said week 9 at Green Bay, maybe no snow. Well, I guess it's November 3rd, so probably not. You're probably right there. So that's probably a good thing.
And I'm worried about week 16 because this week it's going to be cold and stupid in Chicago.
You're worried about my guy Caleb, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about my boy in them little hands. That's all. You know what I mean? Oh, Buffalo week 15. That's probably another one I might got to worry about a little bit because it can get spooky. My friend is a Buffalo Bills fan. He was talking about you with going. I'm like, if it ain't snowing, because that's usually around the time when they had a stupid snowstorm.
You know, I don't know about Buffalo. I don't know if I'm really worried about them this year. You know, obviously they still have Josh Allen, right? But they gutted a lot of the that team, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah, defensively, you're right.
And even offensively.
Yeah, I mean, I like Diggs when he first got there, you know what I mean? But I'm like, when Diggs in big games, like he always been a bum to me. Mm-hmm. Like he disappears. You ever look at the games when they play against the Chiefs and stuff like that? Like when they put like a little receiver that can run with him and cover, like he's always done. Like I had Jerry Jacobs on him one year. Jerry Jacobs got hurt. That's when he caught that deep post route on us. Like he kind of took him out the game. Like somebody that's small that can kind of run with him. Like he out of the game. Keon Coleman gonna be all right. He gonna be all right. Now he's slow out of them breaks, but he remind me kind of Kenny Galladay in a way. And I like Kenny Galladay for the Lions. I don't know about you guys, but for the Lions, he was pretty good for it. So
he had a lot of hype. I feel like he kind of like didn't quite live up to that hype though.
Well, I used to always say, like, Kenny Galladay go up so aggressive. You ever saw the way he lands when he, like, he always landed funny and hard on his shoulders and stuff. And Matthew Stafford would always throw the ball to him, you know, in those tight windows and he'd get open. He didn't have a lot of separation speed, but he would attack the ball at the high point real good. And that was his superpower. And I see that a lot in Keon Coleman. And I think a person like Josh Allen with that strong arm that can, fit it in those windows, he can probably be successful. Big receivers are always scary, especially if the quarterback isn't afraid to give it up to him. You know what I mean? So
you said
that's
13.
the only thing I'm worried about. I'm worried
So you
about
said-
those games away when it's
I say
cold.
so you said 13-4. So where are the 4 losses?
I see a loss maybe to the Packers, maybe to the Bears. Maybe split that one of those. Like I could see us maybe to the Seahawks and maybe Houston, maybe. We gonna beat the shit out of San Francisco.
Really?
I'm
Okay.
just thinking, God save San Fran.
Yeah.
That's at San Fran, though.
I don't care. We lost against the 49ers. We lost. They didn't beat us. We lost. That's what happened. It's a difference when somebody beat you. We lost. We learned a lot from that game. My boy's been working out since February. All of them. Everybody.
I feel like it would be an epic troll if the 49ers organization sent the Lions as a present leading up to that game, a bunch of just like Kindles.
Yeah, man, you was right
Kindle
about him.
Vildor,
I like
yes.
him, but like he was all right. He was competitive, man. I guess that's all I could ask for at that point. Like I don't know what trade we could have made at that point. Like they wasn't coming off of nothing that was really worth anything. And Kendall Vildor kind of, he was competitive. That's all you can ask for at corner. But I want to be able to kind of, keep people in front of me a little bit. And he would always fall, the ball bounce off his face or some goofy shit. So, I don't know. But we're going to beat the shit out the 49ers this year. And the Cowboys. It might get ugly against the Cowboys because we got corners that can cover now. It might get ugly.
Trevor, what do you think about the 4 losses? I mean, that's pretty ambitious.
Yeah, I just think there's times where you might be the better team, but you don't win. There's a lot of parity in this league, so it'd be hard for me to think that they're gonna smoke the 49ers. Do I think they could beat the 49ers? For sure. I think that the Rams will give them a tough go at the beginning, but I don't know if the Rams can they'll be healthy probably.
Defensively,
Aaron Donald hurts a lot.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So you guys got a huge advantage there, but their wide receivers are crazy, but you got good corners. I don't know. I just think those aren't gimme games. I don't think Tampa's a gimme game either. I agree with you about Seattle. For some reason, you guys struggle against Seattle. I hope you beat Dallas. I hope you smoke Dallas. That it's this NFC North reigns, the NFC least terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I hope you guys do that. That'd be nice. And I don't know. It's too hard to predict with Minnesota at this stage. But like Tennessee, I know we play them too. I'm not really afraid of them. I think the Packers and the Lions are too good for them, but we'll see. So I think the Lions have a really good chance of winning a lot of games, and so I wouldn't say he's wrong. He's definitely optimistic. I'd like to be a little more realistic, but we're in May. You can be as optimistic as you want. Apparently, the Bears are going to the playoffs every year in May.
We'll get to that. We'll definitely get to that.
I was 13-4 last year. I picked 12. I picked 13-4 last year. I was 12-5. So that wasn't that much off.
No,
you did well.
You definitely got better. The one team that I'm not really sure about on here, because I've been told they have a good quarterback, is Arizona. Kyler Murray. Now you got Marvin Harrison. I mean, add him, to the team. I'm not 100% sure what they're going to do in year 2 of their coach, right?
They were competitive last year.
They were, yes.
They fought every game last year. I think they've had up like 200 yards rushing on San Francisco. Yeah. Yep. They beat the Cowboys. Yeah. They tough.
And that's at Arizona, so.
Yeah.
But tell you what, like if I think the NFL, I mean, they would love it if the Lions were going in 7-0 at Green Bay. I mean, you talk about storylines. I mean, that would be one of them, right? I mean, there's going to be several, but just to see that, I think, I mean, that's what the division rivalry and Packers trying to spoil the perfect season of the Lions. Wouldn't that be crazy? 17-0.
We'll be 8-0. We're going there 7-0. We're gonna be 8-0 leaving in. Why?
The Colts are pretty good too. So it depends if Richardson can stay healthy. They don't have Minshew anymore. They don't have Uncle Rico. So they play them. Do you guys play them with Minshew this year? No. What team's he on now?
Minshew on the Raiders.
Raiders,
you don't play them, so you don't have to worry about Minshew. So.
I just don't know what Colts have for receivers. I mean, I think the Lions are going to have a high-powered offense. I mean, obviously JMO's got to stay healthy, but I mean they're going to have an offense. I mean, so what teams can really keep up? Obviously, if the Colts have Anthony Richardson healthy, I mean, I think he can really, and that's at the Colts. That's going to be on the turf. So I mean, do the Lions like playing on the turf?
We love the turf.
Exactly.
Yeah. We love the turf. We love the roof. We love the turf and the roof. My quarterback got little hands, man. The ball can't get too wet. That ball get wet, I'm in trouble.
Let's go to a team that maybe is in trouble, and then we'll get to our teams, Trevor, because I don't think we're gonna have a Vikings rep tonight. All right, so the Vikings. Starting week 1 at the Giants. That's going to be an interesting one. And we heard today that the Giants are going to be on Hard Knocks, which as a Bears fan, I'm glad that the Bears are not on Hard Knocks. It's going to be intriguing to know, does Daniel Jones, is this his last hurrah as a starting quarterback? Or I just think the Giants are going to be terrible. So maybe that's a win for the Vikings right away. Trevor, what do you think?
It should be. I just don't like Sam Darnold, but I don't know if I just don't like him so much that I'm going to pick everyone except for the Vikings. You know what I mean? So he's probably better than I'm thinking. I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants, that wouldn't surprise me at all if the Giants won week 1. I mean, I think the Vikings fans are going to be surprised how much they lose. They have really high aspirations, and I had a prediction going. How many games or a poll? How many games is Sam Darnold going to play? And I picked 1 to 4 because I think they're going to lose a bunch of games at the beginning, and they're going to clamor for JJ.
Yep.
And JJ's going in, or I think he'll be in by week 5, week 6. And
week 6 the bye, so they would give maybe even week 7 after the bye.
Oh, against Detroit?
Yeah.
Right. I mean that's bad news, but look at this start. If you don't beat the Giants, you're gonna be and the Jets are gonna beat the Vikings, right?
Oh yeah. The Jets are gonna be So
they're gonna be 0-5. 0-5 is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then they're going to go 0-6 because they're playing Detroit. They could lose to the Rams as well. They could lose to Indy. I think they beat the Jags. Tennessee, I don't know. I don't think they're that good. They might have I don't know. They should. I mean, Chicago should beat them. Should. It's getting ugly, guys. I don't see very many wins at this stage. In May, it's not many wins on the horizon. The future is not bright in Minnesota.
Well, at least the immediate future for sure, right? I mean, we all agree we're not maybe fans of JJ McCarthy, but 2024, I mean, if you're a Vikings fan, I mean, maybe put a cage around your TV just in case you want to throw stuff at it and keep it intact. But you can't really expect, I mean, many wins. I mean, even Atlanta got better, right? I mean, how are the Vikings going to stop the running game of Atlanta even? Is this team – I mean, maybe this team will go 0-17.
The Kirk Cousins returns there.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Kirk Cousins is going to light him up like a Christmas tree.
Oh, he's gonna be pissed. Yes.
Why he gonna be pissed? He the one did some grimy shit.
Well, yeah,
That's what everyone's saying now.
Well, and they wouldn't commit to him though. They didn't want to commit to him. They didn't want to give him. I think they gave him basically like a contract that was basically nothing. They didn't really want to commit to him.
They ain't give him a nothing.
Wow.
I don't think he worth all up. Why they draft a quarterback in Atlanta? Like,
yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
They feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
so
I can see the Giants easily beating the Vikings. I'm gonna be honest. The Giants' defensive line got better, so I can honestly really see that. I can see San Francisco beating the dog shit out of them this time for what happened last year when they kind of beat them when they was hurt. I can see Houston tossing the ball all around on them. Green Bay beating them. The Jets beating them because the Jets if they don't have nothing, they got a good defense.
Yeah.
We gonna beat the shit out of them. The Rams, Indianapolis, the Jags. The Jags suck to me. I don't know. Tennessee, they can beat Tennessee. That's an equal game. I think, and that's week 12. They play y'all very late both times, and I think Williams should have his his feet under him at that point. That can probably get ugly. Arizona's scary because of the mobile quarterback. He's always a gamer. I like Kyler Murray. Atlanta, he gonna lose there. Chicago again. Seattle might be sneaky in the NFC this year. You know what I mean? I don't trust either of their quarterbacks. I know they're gonna try to make Howell a quarterback there.
Yeah.
Because Geno Smith was on the decline last year. Green Bay and then us week 18 again. Yeah, we gonna beat shit. I can see them winning about 5, 6 games tops.
I don't even see where those 5 or 6 games are though. But unless week 18 doesn't matter anything to the Lions, they've already clinched the number 1 seed in the playoffs.
This is true.
And then they sit everybody. I mean, you say 5 to 6. I mean, it's easy. I mean, you want to give a team the benefit of the doubt, but like Trevor, I don't even see 5 or 6 on here.
Yeah, I just think the Giants that's their best shot at getting it like kind of rolling, and then after that, it's like they are in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, Giants, Jags, Tennessee, Arizona's a toss up. And maybe still one from Chicago. Maybe. That's a big maybe. Because you can shoot. I think Flores will just keep on blitzing Kirk Cousins. Like he probably could get one out there too. To be honest.
Go for his Achilles. Let's go for his other Achilles.
Hit that leg, man. Hit the legs. Keep on falling next to his feet. Those Achilles and that, ever since Derek Carr, ever since he hurt his leg, he has not been the same. And you can always see him kind of hopping and all that from when he hurt himself the first time. He has not been the same since. So I don't know.
I'd love to get some comments here in the chat. If someone has any comments about the Vikings, I'm not seeing any very many wins. I know none of us really are. If I was a Vikings fan, I would come into the season and not expect much because if you could pleasantly be surprised by a game or two here or there. Maybe you see JJ, like you said, Trevor, in week 5 or a little bit after. You see JJ, you see a little bit of growth from him, and you say, okay, this is our guy. And even if he does terrible, at least you get the experience. I mean, that's kind of what you need, as long as you don't get him killed, like they tried to do, like the Bears tried to do with Justin Fields versus Cleveland a couple years ago.
Poor Justin, man. I saw him today practicing throwing. I said, "Oh, look at him! Look at the Steelers kick returner throwing."
Oh yeah, thanks. Well, yeah. Now there's stories about Justin Fields now that I think I saw that you saw that his first year and there was a toxic quarterback room. He was not wanting to learn anything or listen to the veterans. So I don't know. It's hard.
Oh, that's where we at now. Oh man,
stuff's coming out. Yeah, that basically, yeah.
Oh, Justin.
Andy, yes, that's pretty much
Justin.
where we're at.
Oh man.
Hey, but we're on Chicago. We're on Chicago. So this is looking at the schedule. I mean, you guys talk about either a layup or it could be a tough game in week 1. I'm actually glad that the Bears are facing the Titans in week 1 at home. It could be a tough game, but I think at home and just being able to get the feet under get his feet under him and really kind of get things going versus a team that still has a young quarterback. Levis could be good, but I'm not 100% sold on him. And also Treylon Burks is still hurt, isn't he?
Oh man, I can see Jerry Sneed pick 6 that week. I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, you know what? Tennessee's kind of rebuilding now. So, then you got Houston week 2, Indianapolis week 3.
They have a decent wide receiver crew in Tennessee now, actually, though. They got Hopkins. I believe they got Calvin Ridley and Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks showed a little bit of, promise if he's their third. So they could have something there, but they don't have Derrick Henry. I'm not really too worried about him.
I wouldn't be either. That's good for you guys. That's a win. Be happy week 1.
Hopefully I'm happy, right? I mean, that's what I want to. You want to start off with something other than what happened last year, Trevor. I'm trying to forget what happened in week 1 last year. But week 2 at Houston, Trevor, I don't know about you. Like, do you think people are giving the Texans too much credit now because they did well and CJ Stroud did well in his rookie year?
Yeah, probably, but they're good. They're good. I really like their team. Their wide receiver core is insane. So, and then having a good, solid quarterback, that just bodes well for everything, right? I just don't know defensively how good they are.
Oh, they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good. They're gonna be good. They're gonna be good, man. Watch them. They're gonna break. They're gonna. I don't think the quarterback will be like he was unbelievable his rookie season. I think it's more tape on him. I think they'll take a lot from that Ravens game because the Ravens kind of made him very uncomfortable. So, and I think the Bears have the ability to do the same. With the sweat effect, but they do got receivers, and
they do.
Tank Dell is coming back. They got 3 really good. They got 3 number 1s. Hopefully, Diggs don't make it toxic in that receiver room. Hopefully, But yeah, they are loaded over there. They are on paper. They are loaded. Yes, they are.
I would agree with that. Yeah. All right. So I was just kind of completing my my records here. Trevor, what do you think I'm going to say here?
I think you're going to say 10 or 11 wins, playoffs. That's what you did last year. Yeah.
Yeah, they schedule easy as hell, though.
It is. We've got one of the easiest schedules. Yeah.
Oh, my God. It toughens up. It stiffens up at the end of the year, but it is super easy. They're going to be looking like the best team in the division. Look at this.
I'm saying 11-6. Yeah. So, I'm saying losses to Houston. I even kind of went back and forth. I said a loss to the Rams. And then
you walking on sunshine after that until week what?
I said
11?
Did I see wait. Okay, so I said week 13 loss and week 14 loss. How about that? I'm giving that to the Lions and the Niners. And then beating the Vikings, beating Detroit, losing to Seattle, and losing at Green Bay. So 11-6. How about that? it really is an easy schedule. I mean, in May on paper, it's there's a lot of winnable games there. So I know a lot of people are saying, last in the division. I just don't know how you can say that with the talent that the Bears have compared to even the Vikings, and schedule wise. So
that all depends on if Williams isn't if he's Jeff George, then you're in trouble.
Well, yes and no. Well, so the problem could be if he does, like, I mean, you said the seventh letter. If he tries to do too much of a hero ball and take it all on himself, that's where we may have issues. If he can't play within the scheme, within everything, I think that's, but you have those three wide receivers, and you just have a defense that can really now finally put pressure on the quarterback, and just overall a better defense. He may not have to pass for 300 yards a game, right? I think just based on his talent, it's going to happen. I mean, we're going to have probably at least a 3,500 yard passing year for Caleb Williams. I mean, I'm going to have to go through
games. Yeah,
right?
17 games. That's easy. I mean, that's respectable.
It really is. I mean, it's really not far off to say within the next couple of years he's going to have a 4,000 yard passing. I mean, if not this year, next year. I mean, you with the wide receiver core. But Trevor, 11-6. I'm giving you a game versus the Bears, versus the Packers. I'm giving the Packers a win over the Bears. So, realistic or no, Trevor? He's unbothered.
Well, possible. I don't know. Like we talked about last week. That's a big jump from 7 to 11. Yeah.
Sure. It's really only a one game jump. So 11-6. And this is realistic. This is me not saying Caleb Williams is going to basically light the league on fire, rewrite all the record books, which he could. This easily could be a 13-4 with the team we have.
Wow.
I'm not saying it, but it could be. The Bears could be a great surprise.
Not with that coach. Not with no Eberflus.
That's what I'm worried about. That is the thing. That's what I'm worried about, what he's going to do.
You got a flashy quarterback with a conservative coach. Let's see how long that lasts.
I was going to ask one time. I mean, we talked about the Jaguars, and seventh letter. You said they're not going to be good. I wonder if Trevor Lawrence doesn't lead the Jaguars to a winning record this year. I mean, are we going to start saying bust with him? I mean, he's really the last quarterback standing in that draft class.
I just don't like him. Like, he's not.
It's the hair thing, isn't it?
It's not the hair. It's just he just never. You know how you can kind of see it. Like, you saw it with Luck. You see it with Mahomes early. Like, it's always such a struggle with them. You know what I mean? Like, they go out there and they beat the brakes off the Buffalo Bills, and then they come back and they'll beat the Steelers. You know what I mean? Something like that, and then lose to a garbage. It's no consistency with him at all. And that's my problem with him. It's always up and down. It's up and down. It's either really high or it's low. And you can't beat the Chiefs. You got to be able to beat the Chiefs. If you ain't ready to take that step, you're not going to win. If you can't beat the Chiefs in the regular season once, like, you can't do it. It's the same. It's not like Herbert. Herbert, you see it, and you know that he just needs help. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just needs help. They've given him everything. He got a pretty good offense. You know what I mean? Enough to be better than he's been. And he just ain't showing me that. I don't trust the Jaguars. Like, I just don't. I'm not afraid of them.
And I feel like they're hitting the NFC North at a tough time, because I feel like we are, as a division, most of our teams are heading in the positive direction. And so, I mean, there's going to be at least 3 tough games there. Or at least
set it in March. The Super Bowl champion, the Super Bowl representative in the NFC is coming from this division, man. You know,
That's
they
possible.
went and signed Saquon. They ain't do that for nobody else but us. But over here, they know what it is. They gonna have to come to this cold. They're gonna have to come over here to this north to get a W to get to the Super Bowl. So they had to sign Saquon. They had to.
Well, let's move on to a team that many pundits are saying could be the surprise team because of their surprise run in the Super Bowl or in the playoffs last year. Trevor, when you look at this schedule, when you look at the Packers, you're excited for the season, but you're not yet saying Super Bowl.
No. Guys,
Is there a but?
I'll just tell you something that's going on. There is some crazy stuff that's happening in this parking lot. An old motorhome showed up. The two sketchiest people ever, yelling, screaming at each other. I'm like, what is going on? And then I've got this camera right here. I got my shades on. I've got a microphone. I'm like, they think I'm recording them. This is hilarious.
It sounds like Green Bay, or you must be in Green Bay.
I have no idea the redneck feel that I'm in right in this moment. This is like deja vu. I'm just full disclosure. I'm like, if I get shot, just know that I love you guys. But people here don't carry weapons usually.
Yeah,
so
Reverend, man.
Okay, so
Well,
back
stay
to
safe,
reality.
yes.
Well, let's go back to the football. I like our chances in every game. There's no one that I'm sitting there except for maybe San Francisco has our number. That's the only one that we just seem to continually can't buy a win. But what I'm encouraged by was last year was the first year we didn't get blown out. So we were there. We kicked the field goal. We're there. So maybe there's some progression. I'm not going to say it's an automatic win for the 49ers, but there's no one on the schedule that I'm like, yeah, we're going to lose that for sure. Where last year, I felt like there was a lot of moments I'm like, yeah, we're not going to beat the Chiefs. We're not going to beat Detroit in on Thanksgiving. We're not going to do that. Like there were certain games I just knew, even though I was wrong, I knew that it was going to be tough for us, right? Meanwhile, I'm overlooking the Giants and they beat us and that whole, it was awful. Shouldn't have lost the Vegas Raiders either. The growing pains were hard. But now, not that I'm saying we're going to go 17-0. I'm just saying there's no one there that I'm like, oh, we're going to lose that for sure. The only thing that I think for sure is going to happen is that I think Detroit's going to beat us at least once. I'm hoping they don't sweep us because I'm tired of that. I don't think that's going to happen, but you know what I mean? You guys are like 3-1 against us in the last 2 years. And before that, if you go back, but that's Aaron Rodgers' days. That's different. So
yeah,
the Philadelphia Eagles, that's going to be a crazy one because I think the Eagles are really good. I think everyone's kind of gone way too far in the pendulum for them, but I can still see us beating them. And apparently Brazil loves the Packers. So it might turn into a home game. And apparently the Packers travel well. So maybe they're going to Brazil. I don't know. The fans are going. I don't know.
I was going to ask, so like what, I mean, obviously, if you've traveled to a game, and this is for everybody, if you travel to a game, is it worse, you spend all this money and your team gets, loses bad or a close game? I mean, obviously you want your team to win, but you spend all this money, and what if your team gets blown out? Like, I mean, you just kind of like, is it worth the money to do that? Like I was actually looking at tickets to some of these Bears games and obviously I know the Bears are going to win. But versus Tennessee, I was looking at the Packer game too. Tickets were crazy. Like, I mean, at least like $300, $350, and this is nosebleed. Like you talk about an NFL experience, you want your team to win, but you spend all this money and maybe they lose. I mean, even if you spend all this money to go to Brazil in week 1, Packer fans, you travel and then you lose. Trevor, I mean, is that a good experience regardless?
Yeah, I think so. It's like this is the first time ever that there's a game there. So win or lose, it's going to be a great experience. It's going to be a great experience for the fans, for the team. I don't know. I just think it's historic. So, I mean, I know, it's fun beating the Bears for 10 times straight, but after a while, it kind of get boring. You know what I mean? Like, let's go travel. Let's win or lose in Brazil. Let's do something different. Like, it's just too easy with the Chicago Bears, right? So, you asked.
So you're going to be 0-1, do you think?
No, I'm saying that we have a legitimate shot of winning that game. I just think that the Eagles are better than people think. I also think the Packers are better than a lot of people think.
Well, the pendulum swung so far because they look so terrible at the end.
Yes.
Well, like they really look terrible.
But they got a whole off season to start looking better, right?
Well, this is aside, completely like a fantasy dynasty aside. Someone had offered me, they wanted to do straight up Josh Allen for, I have Josh Allen. They want, and they want to get rid of Jalen Hurts. They're willing to give up Jalen Hurts and some draft capital for Josh Allen.
Ooh,
I'm tempted to take that Jalen Hurts, especially you think of like Josh Allen with, young receivers or, depleted receivers. I think just because Jalen Hurts was down doesn't mean he's not good. I mean, I know you're not a fan of him, seventh letter, but I think they're going to bring it week 1.
Well, that defense is not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like they're older now. They're a little long in the tooth in the important spots. The reason why they weren't so good is that those sacks that they were getting in 2022, they weren't getting in 2023. So the pass rush is different now. They lost the best center in the league, in some people's opinion. It's going to be a different offensive line. The offensive line still be good, but again, he's like, they're getting a little old there too. So I don't see the same team. I honestly don't really like. I think that the loss of the coaches changed that organization, and I think that just hiring the people that were hired this offseason was just an act of desperation because he was losing everybody, and nobody really likes the ownership doesn't like the coach anymore. Like it's not
Sirianni, yeah.
I don't think that they really truly fixed the problem. They got Saquon. They spent a lot of money. They always draft pretty well when you look at the players that they get. But, I mean, I'm not afraid of the Eagles. I never really was, but I'm really not scared of them this time. I think we figured out Jalen Hurts. And once that happens, like, you either try to, you either get better or you become a little bit more, you don't pull the trigger. You don't bust your gun like you used to. He was everybody else got better. The Eagles are kind of the same. I mean, adding Saquon brought them back to that level again, but I don't think that they'll. I just don't. I'm not afraid. The Packers got a real good shot at beating them. A real good shot at beating them. Everybody's old. That's an old team.
So when you say between the 4 teams, though, the Packers, we'll keep going through the schedule here, but between the 4 teams, on paper, it looks like the Packers would have the toughest in week 1. Obviously on the road, possible pseudo home game versus the Eagles, Vikings at the Giants, Bears at home versus Tennessee, Lions, maybe a tough game at home versus the Rams, but the Packers, Trevor, you could say, hey, the Packers got screwed, right? You
know what? I guess you could say that. For me, I'm sitting here going, I'm excited to play this team. Like, let's get it. This is the litmus test, right, for both teams.
Great point. Yeah.
This is must see TV. That's why it's on Friday night. That's why it's in Brazil. I'm pumped.
What about week 2? Or we talk about Anthony Richardson. What do you look at kind of the rest of the schedule?
Yeah, they're good. Are they good enough? I don't see. I mean, I guess there's so much parity in the league as possible, but I don't see us losing week 2, week 3, week 4. I think we'll win out in week 5. Arizona, I think you guys give them too much credit. I think we'll win week 7. No, week 6. Is that right? So yeah, we could be 6-0, but it depends what that Philly game goes. What if we're 5-1? I'm happy with that too. That Houston game is going to be one that I cannot wait for. That's going to be a fun thing to watch. 2 young quarterbacks. What people were hoping they were going to be the Super Bowl last year. It's just fun. It's fun. We're not losing the Jags.
Who was hoping that?
Oh, thousands. And then the bye week in 10 is awesome. I love it. I saw some reports that it was going to be week 3. So thankful it's not that. Week 10 is great. Detroit's going to be tough, of course. Chicago is going to be very interesting because it's in Chicago. Then it's San Francisco. Then it's Miami. That's going to be a tough stretch there. And then we play Detroit again. Then Seattle. Yeah, like, yikes. That's going to be the gauntlet for us. So I'm almost at the moment where I need to go. My son is walking up to the vehicle here, but
yeah, absolutely.
But
I mean, I'm looks like 7 and 10 to me.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
But it's going to be interesting nonetheless. I mean, the Miami game, it's at home. You have that. At least it's not, because Miami. It's hot there playing. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's week 13, so it'll be like 70, 80, livable, right. Nice. It'll be all right. It's not September.
Well, we obviously we've gone through the schedules, and we'll keep having more discussions throughout the off season about this. Anything else, Seventh Letter, that you saw about the Packers schedule? I mean, they have a tougher schedule than the Bears. I mean,
y'all is light work. Y'all schedule is. You better go 11-6. Real.
Trevor, I'm getting I'm getting it ready for the Bears Lambeau to be called Caleb's Crib. So maybe put a little bit of a post together for that. Always got to keep things going.
You forgot though. He's the double agent. He's the Packers fan who got drafted to the Bears, right?
Is he?
Yes, he said the GOAT is Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my God!
You can just search it on YouTube. It's glorious. Like, think about that for a moment. A Packers fan being number 1 draft pick to the Chicago Bears. He's not going to hate the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, because he's going to beat them. So why hate a team that you're going to own?
Possible. Unlikely.
Well, it's lots of great stuff. Where can we find you, Trevor? I know you got to go here soon.
Yeah. RevTrevNFL, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Awesome. And where can we find you, Seventh Letter?
7th Letter 4 on Twitter. Same OG on Instagram and Facebook.
Absolutely. And you can find me on all of the platforms as NFL Outdated, and obviously Freezin 4 Pod on TikTok. We're going to be going through some of the division, obviously position, and just rank more of those. Always some fun discussions. We got offensive line, all the sexy ones still left: offensive line, defensive line, and coaching staff, training staff. Packers always last in the training staff as well, probably.
Look at him.
I think. Are you frozen?
No.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were something intelligent.
Well, you're gonna be. Always say stuff intelligent. Well, I definitely appreciate everyone for tuning in. Lots of stuff to talk about, and maybe we'll even get to some fantasy stuff later on in the off season. Thanks again for joining. Everyone have a safe week, and we'll catch you again next week. Thanks again.
All right, fellas. Y'all be safe.
I didn't